Good evening, beautiful people. Good evening, good day, good morning. Hope you're all well. Hi to everybody in the side chat. Feels like it's been a little while now, because last week things have happened, and that's why I've had to come on today instead. Hi Lizzie, how are you? Hi Kaza. Hi Andrea. Hello, hello, hello. So guys, I don't know if you lot have all got the book. I got the book. I've started reading it. I don't know. I mean, listen, it's quite explosive, isn't it? I've got to say, so far so good. I would pretty much say that so far, I'm only up to chapter 4. I think it's quite brutal. I think it's a bit merciless at the minute. I think it's a lot of it is confirmation of what we've already said. And I haven't got to the juiciest bits as of yet, but it's making a good read. I think it's beautifully written, and it kind of focuses on the rift at the moment. So I'm kind of into that zone. It's good. It's good. I don't know if you guys have read it or not. Let me just have a little look in the comments. Hi Christine. Hi Snowdrop. Hello Demon Dictator. Hi HRH. All my lovely regulars. Love having you here. And Isle of Shoals, of course. Yeah, so if you guys had a look at the book, I don't know if you guys have or not, let me know in the comments what your thoughts are so far. There's not any major new revelations that I was told would be in there. I'm wondering whether it went through different hands and they said we can't put that in there for legal reasons. It feels more of a character assassination so far, and very focused on Meghan's vanity and kind of her ruthless ambition. And actually, I've got some quite interesting things. P. Dinah is joining us, by the way. She's just running a bit late. And we're going to focus more on the Yorks today anyway, because I feel like the book kind of needs a big breakdown, chapter by chapter. There's some real kind of stark comments in here that kind of just re-solidify the fact how we feel about Meghan and her behaviour, and really just confirms why she got with Harry in the first place. So there was a turning point in the book where her people, it become like a viper's nest, which I thought was quite interesting, that you couldn't really get confirmation from her about attending certain events. And she was always asked not to speak about herself and not to wear expensive clothes, but she just went up against the monarchy from the very beginning. So yeah, the book's very, very kind of revealing. I think, again, it does just solidify, so far of what I've read, it solidifies what we've all said before. So it'll be interesting to see what else is in there as we read on. Let me just double check. I think she's just messaged me. Hold on. Oh, she's 10 minutes. She'll be here in 5 minutes. That's fine. So by the looks of things, none of you have read the book or have bought the book. Some people are like in chapters deep. But it's good. It's well written, really well structured. It's very interesting. There's some parts of it where they talk about Catherine and the rivalry, and it makes you wonder, if that was always going to be the case. There's actually a section as well where it says here Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex, was to have her own coat of arms. Okay, but this is where it gets quite. It's just like the brazen neck of somebody. She's gone to. So the Woodcock's office was where she went to get it done, and so they she requested a certain type of coat of arms. She said she wanted the coat of arms of a songbird with its tongue cut out. And apparently Woodcock was flummoxed. So I think there she's obviously insinuating that she can't speak within the royal family. But I think she didn't really know what she was getting into, or she didn't know what she was getting into and she didn't care and she didn't respect it, which again, if you're going to go into that, you have to go in with your eyes wide open. It's not available in the US. I'm waiting for the release. Oh no. Oh no, that's terrible. Yeah, lots of people have read through a lot of it already, a lot of YouTubers. I don't know. I don't know if it's going to have all of the information that we thought it would have in there. So originally there was meant to be a lot of information about their finances, but it hasn't come to light as of yet. So it's interesting what's been left out. There is kind of some pushback on the book. So some are saying here it provides a thorough account of the couple's alleged vanity and ruthless ambition, and then others are just saying that it's pretty much just a drag on their character, and that's about it, with no kind of real evidence, which is not what I was expecting, but it might all change as I read on. It kind of blasts apart the couple's changing narrative, apparently. And it notes that it pretty much just portrays Meghan as a deluded diva. And it has done so far. I mean, it's literally tore shreds off of her so far, and I'm only up to chapter 4. So we will see. We will see what other revelations the book gives us. He doesn't seem to have much empathy regarding the couple's actual predicament, and he really talks about how kind of paranoid Harry is, and how heightened his paranoia is, and she's kind of fed that paranoia and made it 10 times worse. And she's really kind of gone along with his narrative, which he just wanted somebody that would agree with him about his terrible ordeal within the royal household, and she's just catered for them needs. She's pretty much been the kind of the thing that's spurred on his paranoia and his dislike for his family. So yeah, so it's quite polarized reviews so far, but it's doing very well on Amazon, apparently. So how they treated the Queen and the royal family the worst time is shocking. Yeah, she was very kind of brash and rude to Kate as well. In the book, it states that they were very kind of they're coming from two different worlds, and I think maybe especially with the royals, some things are very coded, and you're polite to each other even if you're being rude. And I think there's just complete clash of worlds there. It was not what they expected to step into the monarchy at all. She's just a completely different type of person, and it's almost. I almost wonder if Harry did it just to get under the skin of everybody else in the monarchy. I heard she thought she was going to be a duchess in her own right. Yeah, I think she was very much in competition with Princess Catherine from the get-go. And she felt her ego surpassed reality, and she felt that she would do a better job as queen. And I really think she thought, by what I've read, she really thought that she could change the whole structure of the monarchy as soon as she entered it, and would be able to break those barriers that were intended for her, which have been, years and years and years of the same traditions and the same rules. Nothing is going to change for one person, especially somebody that isn't going to isn't in the hierarchy. She's not going to really play a big role within the monarchy. So why would she be an exception to the rule? And I think she really was deluded herself and thought, you know what, I can come into this and change the whole landscape. But then she probably had another intention there as well. She probably knew that if she couldn't, there was another way out, and there was a way to make money. Because she actually found out as well in the book, it says that she was quite, she couldn't believe that Harry didn't have as much money as she initially thought. She really thought it was going to be a really grandiose kind of event where she'd be, given kind of an allowance of some sort, and to be able to go and spend whatever she wanted to spend, and have this kind of lavish lifestyle. And it wasn't what she expected. They kind of have a budget, and they have to live within a certain kind of, it's not like a Hollywood A-lister lifestyle. And she couldn't really believe that wasn't the case. Yeah, Harry wanted a mother figure. Yeah, yeah. And again, in the book, it says that he said to Prince William, "Oh, Harry said that uh, I believe Mum found her for me," and that's what's really sad as well. That's because she's fed into this. She's fed into his vulnerability in the beginning, and she knew how to get him on side. She knew how to bond with somebody that's gone through that trauma. She knew what to do. She's very manipulative, and it says in the book that she's very manipulative as well. But these are kinds of wishy-washy statements. So I'm holding out for a little bit more evidence to back up the book. I'm sure it will come. I'm not that far into it, so but so far, I mean, it's very well written, very interesting. But it does, at the moment, it's just solidifying exactly what has been said on YouTube by a lot of creators, and a lot of people have said exactly the same thing. It's a $60. Is it $60? Are you actually at a what? $60? That's unbelievable. That is crazy. Why? Where are you then, Miami? I'm guessing maybe Miami. That's terrible if that's the case. I think I got it for like 12 quid here. I believe they are both damaged and together made each other worse. Yeah, no, 100%. I've said it before, and it's two people can get together and really not help each other whatsoever. They bring out the worst side, and you can fuel hatred. When you fuel hatred within somebody even more so, it kills them from the inside. He really had, I mean, what I'm reading is that he really does believe that the whole world is out to get him. And that's a real sad state of affairs to be in. He really feels like the spotlight's on him continuously. And, he's very paranoid about the media, very paranoid about his own brother, and his dad's intentions, his whole family's intentions, and maybe there is some truth as to how he was treated, and it's exasperated his feelings. If he was always treated like the spare, he says, and an outcast within his own family, then you can see kind of the years of kind of not dealing with that becoming more and more prominent, and the more it would exasperate his feelings. There is actually one quote here as well. Because of your hormones. Oh, yeah. So she said, despite Kate's distress, she had sought peace by personally delivering a bunch of flowers to Meghan. This was after the fitting for the dress, for the bridesmaid's dress. That offering had not resolved the situation. Meghan declared the cause of their problems was because of your hormones, because she'd just given birth. So she was a few weeks after giving birth. You talk about my hormones, glared Kate wide-eyed. We're not close enough for you to talk about my hormones. It's no big deal, Meghan replied. It's baby brain. Now, Kate's taken that offensively. She said, that's rude, Meghan. And William interrupted, jabbing his finger at her face. That's not how things are done here. I think maybe she's come into playing devil's advocate. She might have come into the family thinking it would just be an immediate friendship, and maybe it's just not exactly what she expected. There is another part as well. Yes, so he said, it says about this, going back to Harry's paranoia. Everyone had a hostile agenda against him and Meghan. He lived in a palace of lies and liars. And he's got it's a really interesting quote. I'm trying to find it. Where would it be? It's something to do with along the line. Ah, yes. So Harry recalled Charles' quip. Who knows if I'm even your real father? This is what he said to Harry. A suggestion believed by some palace officials was too close to the bone. I mean, imagine saying that. Imagine saying to your son, who knows if I'm even your real father? I mean, that would really break your heart, wouldn't it? If I was Harry, that would make me really disturbed. And if he is treated like that, no wonder his mind is the way it is at the moment, you know. So let me just read some of your comments. I heard many new and hot things about their trip to Colombia. Oh, do tell me. Do tell me. I think that was on P. Diners. I think she did a little video on that as well. Do I think Harry will return to England? No, I don't know why everybody thinks that. I mean, maybe I am wrong. I don't know. But I can't see if he will come on his own, maybe, but she won't come. Why would she come? She's nothing for her here. Absolutely nothing for her here. Oh, can someone let Victoria know? I'm waiting to get the link. Oh, I've sent it already, sweetheart. I sent it via email, P. Dina. You should have it. I can send it again. I'm so sorry. I wasn't reading. I was just chatting away. Hold on. Let me just check. I sent it to your email address. Shall I send it to your WhatsApp? Hold on. Let me send it to your WhatsApp. God. Oh. Sorry, guys. I'm very slow. Okay. I can do it like this. Sent. Okay. Okay, I've sent it to you by WhatsApp. So sorry. I maybe have sent it to the wrong email. It's not in my email. Okay, I've sent it by WhatsApp. Palm Beach, Miami. Yes, I thought as much. Have you met Palm Beach Pete yet? Miami. He's all over the internet. He's brilliant. Oh, hello, my darling. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Hello, hello.
Been waiting a while. I do apologise.
No worries, no worries. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm great, thank you.
I've been watching some of your videos.
Yes, yes.
Very,
Lots
very
going on.
interesting. interesting. Yes. So
Yes.
I didn't want to concentrate too much on the book today because I'm still reading it and I want to kind of do a little bit more of a deeper analysis on that because I'm only up to chapter 4. Have you read any of the book yet?
Well, I have read some excerpts, but I'm still waiting to get my full version. You know, it's not available here.
Oh, is it
So
not?
I'm having someone, help me get through it, but I'm waiting to get so I can get through it quicker. It's just, I can't even
That's
get it on
annoying, isn't it?
audiobook.
It's very strange that it's not available worldwide,
Yeah,
considering as Amazon has its tentacles everywhere. You would
yeah.
have thought you would have had that instantaneously.
Well, hold on, because it was supposed to be available through audio books, but apparently it's not. Now, Lizzie B just put a link. Hi, Lizzie B. Let me
She's
try her
wonderful.
link because I couldn't even get the e version of the book here. I don't.
Oh no, it says available for UK.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
yeah. So
yeah.
so I've got a little
Oh,
process with a friend of mine, but I can't wait to get my own copy. So
oh, that's really strange. And somebody else in the chat, Miami, she said she can't get hold of. Oh no, it's £60, $60. Sorry,
mhm,
uh,
yeah,
that's crazy amount of money.
it is.
It's not that expensive here. I don't understand. Maybe
Yeah.
it's
So
like buying gold.
I know why is it like that? I mean, I don't understand that. Yeah, someone says you can use a van for an audio or ebook. No, well, if you have a link, please send it because I've tried. Trust me, I
I
have
will,
been trying every avenue I can, and I haven't been able to get my own version. I mean, I'm able to go through it with a friend who has it, but it's not the same, you know. I would much rather so I can go through the different chapters and pages.
exactly, yeah, because I've been underlining what I think is quite key and relevant, and hopefully I can cross-reference it all and become a top investigator.
Wait a minute, VPN. I
What's
did not.
that?
I don't know why I never.
Oh yes, you changed your VPN, yeah, on your phone, yeah.
I never even tried that. Not
I
van,
mean, I
VPN.
could buy it for you. I could buy it for you and send it to you.
Well, I don't want to have to pay twice. I don't want to have to pay
Oh,
twice.
I know, but you might be charged $60. It would be cheaper for me to buy it for you and send it to you. Would
That
be
would be,
cheaper to have a middleman.
yeah. But I didn't even think about the VPN. I don't know why I said, they said, I thought it was, I don't know why I thought van. I'm like, huh? VPN, yes. So that's a good option. Let me try that. I can try VPN and see if it works with the ebook version. I
Yeah,
just don't want to
yeah.
pay twice, I've already got
No,
it.
no, I understand. That's a shame. That really is.
But that's
Um,
okay. I've gotten through some of it. So what parts are you talking about?
well, I've just got up to chapter 4, to be honest with you. It's good. It's really well written. It's pretty much, they've gone straight for the jugular for Harry and Meghan from the very beginning.
Right.
But it's just at the moment it's kind of confirming what we already have said. I mean, it's really just ripping apart her or character assassination really of her and
Yeah.
Harry. And it's just actually that's kind of very worrying how paranoid Prince Harry actually is. He seems it seems like it's got too far. It feels like he's gone over the edge with some of what I've read. It's quite disturbing the way he sees and portrays the life around him. But then, quite possibly there might be reasons for that. So
Mhm.
some of it, yeah, it's you're just getting kind of one outlook there, aren't you? So it's very interesting so
Well, I
far.
do
So
know
far,
there
so
was
good.
a discrepancy, and I know Paula talked about it. There's a discrepancy with the birth of Lily and Archie around what he wrote in the book because he was describing apparently um, Archie's birth, but it was really Lily's birth. So that's something that needs to be. Have you gotten to the part about
I have
that?
not. No.
So
Chapter
just
4,
read
I'm
that
still,
part very carefully because I
yeah.
think there are some discrepancies around that part of the book.
Well, I'm looking forward to reading the rest of it. I need to play a lot of catch up on here.
I know he
You can.
calls us YouTubers trolls.
Oh, today.
I'm like, how dare you? I mean, be happy we're speaking about your book. Hello. Like, that's just rude.
Well, I don't think Prince Harry is getting any royalties for the book, is he?
No, but
No, that's yeah. Tom Bauer must be happy though. I think he's #1 on Amazon at
oh,
the
of course
moment.
he is. Of
Yeah,
course. Yeah.
he's doing a
Mhm.
great job. So I wanted to speak to you. You can share this stream if you want to, or we could just I could come on
I
yours.
would love to share it. I just don't want it to
If
kick
you
me off.
want
If
to.
it kicks me off,
Yeah,
I'll come back.
yeah. No, do you know what? I've got a new laptop, P Dina. I'm now in the modern era, so
Oh,
it's
you are?
fine.
You've
Yeah,
upgraded in
new
the
laptop
world
and
of
lights.
YouTubing?
I've entered the modern world.
Yeah, okay. I think
So I
I'm
wanted
streaming now on my channel.
Okay, perfect. So I wanted to speak to you about your recent video
Mhm,
regarding seeing Beatrice out for
mhm.
dinner. She was out at dinner, looking quite distressed. What do you make of that? So what was your thoughts once you saw that video?
I just think Beatrice and Eugenie, it was Eugenie that the video was for. Um, and both of the girls are going through a lot right now. I think their husbands are having a hard time, being connected to their spouse with this negative, stories around, their father-in-law. And Eugenie was really upset. You could see from her being out with a friend. And she is, I think, trying to get through this negativity. There's just I mean, it's a lot swarming around her. And also, you have to think about the fact that her sister is going through a lot as well with her husband because her husband, Eduardo, this man has left her. Essentially, he is gone. He is in Florida. Not only that, but he is posting on his Instagram photos of his work and what he is doing and with other people and women. Like he's kind of rubbing it in. I think if you are a husband who sympathizes with your spouse and and you have to go away for work, for one, you're not upping the ante with like you're completely distracted from the world of your wife who is going through a lot right now, but you're certainly probably coming back to be with your spouse, considering this is a pretty big deal. And they're going to have a lot of problems, especially when William becomes the king, because I think they're looking at getting rid of their titles or possibly just making changes because they even want their bank statements to be audited to confirm their dealings. Like this is going to be a deep dive into their background. There's going to be a lot of scrutiny. So like how do you deal with this? And you are somebody who makes your living essentially off of this high profile connection, and then that's going to be gone. It's going to be completely like turned upside down for them. As a matter of fact, I think it was Eduardo, no, it was Jack, Eugenie's husband won't even allow Fergie to come stay with them. Like Fergie, that I heard, is staying
Yes,
with
yes,
Elvis
you're right.
Presley's ex-wife, right? So it's like, I wish my husband would. I wish my husband would, right? It's like these are men that you can tell are with their spouse for very superficial reasons. There's no depth of, hanging in there or helping them get through everything that's been going on. It's almost like they want to just cut themselves off from it. And I think that tells you a lot about their motives for even marrying these girls. It's not, to me, true love is not, through all the hardships, let's get through this. It's like, let me divert my attention to something else that's not so horrible and stained by, my wife's father. I don't know.
I completely agree. I don't believe that there's going to be it's going to be very revealing who were there with them for for the purpose of actually liking them and
Mhm.
wanting a friendship or wanting a relationship with them, or for the purpose of social climbing. And I think pretty much they've been used like they use people themselves. That's kind of the society and the friendship groups that they're in. And I think that, there is a lot more going on behind the scenes when it comes to the files, because there was an exchange from 2011 saying 3 years after his conviction for trafficking a minor, there was a correspondent that believed to be Ferguson to tell him how Beatrice believes he should be free to move on with his life. So this is Beatrice saying that she believes Epstein should be free to move on with his life. And the email was sent after Ferguson publicly denounced Epstein to journalist Geordie Gregg. While secretly staying in touch, Beatrice and I had a discussion, and we agreed it was important to call Geordie back and make sure he understood the severity of not making a mistake and getting it wrong about Jeffrey, because he was sent to prison for offending, but that he had done his penance and was out of jail and moving on with his life. The email read, and Geordie was not in any way to go down the P route. I duly did the call. And Lee Ashley Johnson was also witness to that call, as well as Beatrice. So they were still supporting him, knowing he was with minors, but were basically completely denying that he was a certified PDF file. And I think these type of onslaught of revelations that keep coming out via the e-files, the more we're learning about the York family, they just look bad. It's so entrenched with conviction of supporting somebody who is basically the devil.
Right.
And why would a man want to continue to be married to somebody that supports that? And they've aligned themselves with evil, really.
Yeah.
And their dads as well, we know them pictures came out, and they were, again, looked completely unbelievable what he was doing. And that they captured such a moment in time where you think, well, is that body moving? Is that a young child? There's so many things going through your mind. So I'm not surprised people are jumping ship, because I wouldn't want to be associated with the Yorks either.
Yeah, and I agree with you. I think this is the thing, though. I think, when you do something wrong, when you make a mistake, a misjudgment, you have to atone for that. You have to show that you made a mistake. And I'm very surprised that there hasn't been not one apology, not one statement from the York girls about anything. I mean, you do something, you have a misjudgment of something, and you don't say anything, tells me that that's your mindset and that's who you are as a person. And I think, if anything, the husbands should be with their wives to discuss, well, why did you do what you did? Why did you support this man? Like, really get into the nitty gritty, go into those uncomfortable conversations about what happened and lay it all out on the table so that there is clarity of what has happened, you know. Then, try to do something. And this is only able to be done when you are truly sorry for something. So it shows you they're of a mindset that doesn't even want to atone for the wrongs that they have done. But at the same time, I don't even know that the husbands really have a full picture of everything that has happened. I really don't know that because they weren't married at the time with these men, right? So, like, what has happened that they don't know about? Why does things seem like there's a big disconnect between everybody? I don't see it coming together to try to really lay it out and to make your wrongs right. Like, how do you try to do better? How can you move on to help young girls who have been trafficked? How do you try to support what is actually happening right now? I mean, just because people are calling you out for what you did, that's one thing, but it hasn't stopped. there are still young girls and boys, for that matter, who are continually being trafficked. And when you have done things that are wrong, you have to at some point make a turnaround and try to support, because I mean, it's a worldwide global problem, and there needs to be more people supporting it that are of that caliber, who can make a difference. They can actually like get the messaging out, do something. I mean, I'm just throwing out ideas, but I remember when I lived in England, and I don't remember who it was I was talking to, but there was something that they had told me about with young girls when they get circumcised. And I had never, I
FGM,
was in my
FGM.
early 20s at the time. And I remember thinking, I had never heard of this before. And they had an advocacy program for this, thing that happened. And I got involved a little bit with that, but I had no idea, like, what is happening now, the things that we're hearing from these Epstein files. I'm sure, Victoria, there's stuff that you didn't even know about that was happening. It's absurd, So there has to be a more consciousness of kind of trying to solve this problem rather than just focusing on, okay, bad people. Well, how do we get to a resolution? Like what is being done to combat this problem? I think can be a big part of it, especially for people who have just had really bad misdealings around people that they really should not have been around.
Just going back to the FGM and talking about that, when I worked in a nursery many, many moons ago, and that is significantly present, more so from certain countries. So from more like Africa, Asia, and Middle East, it's a cultural thing. I think it is kind of being stamped out. I mean, it doesn't happen here as much, but there was a kind of a high volume of it at some point.
Right.
That was something that I wasn't aware of until about 10 years ago, because you wouldn't know that if you're not in that kind of culture, so you wouldn't.
Right, but the good thing is it's being stamped out, like you say. So it's like that is what needs to happen for this underground secretive society of doing horrible things to young girls, like, because it's to me, I feel like it's evolving. Because I mean, there are girls being kidnapped right off of the streets in daylight. And this is happening in America. It's happening all around the world. Like, it's not getting better, it's getting worse.
Yeah. Human trafficking is kind of a massive underground money maker. There's so much more to it than we're kind of just scratching the surface with these files. And you're totally right. But playing devil's advocate, I wonder whether the husbands might have been a little bit complicit in this, because you do pillow talk with your husband and you normally share the information of the day. So I can't see that they didn't know anything, unless it was really they live in two different worlds. I don't know. But I personally think as well they're going to remove themselves away from this situation, because none of it comes off in a good light. It's very difficult to explain away this behavior, isn't it? It's
and someone said in the comments here, why haven't they been questioned? And that's a good point. They should have to be questioned. Like what is the depth of what they knew and what they didn't know? I think we can read these emails, we can see what they were talking about, but there has to be more information gathered from what has happened with them. I mean, that has to happen.
Yeah, and I think you're right. I think that, again, there's been a massive distraction since the files have been released. We know that the war's broken out and suddenly everything has gone quiet on the home front. Even his investigation, we haven't heard any more. I know it's still ongoing, but it's all very quiet. Everything's kind of gone deadly silent over here regarding the Yorks, apart from the fact that I do know that he is now living in a caravan.
He's living in a caravan. Who?
Yes. At Randy Andy.
Oh, you're talking about, okay.
He's living in a caravan at the moment.
Wait a minute. No. Okay. Wait a minute. He was living at that one location. Was it Marsh Farm or something like that?
Yes, yeah.
So since then, he's in a caravan.
Apparently so. I mean, whether there's
I
truth
had
to
not
that,
heard that. What?
apparently, yes, he's downgraded to a caravan. I mean, there's nothing wrong with a caravan, but it's a stark contrast to that of
From living in a royal lodge.
yeah, yeah.
Hello. I
He's
did
gonna
not hear that.
have what's it when the caravans are rocking? No, don't come knocking. That's it. Have you heard that phrase before?
No,
No.
no.
No, well, it must be an English thing. When the caravan's rocking, don't come a knocking.
Don't
I'm
come a
sure.
knocking.
Yeah,
Okay.
don't come a knocking.
That one though, I like it.
And Sarah Ferguson, she is nowhere to be seen. However, she has been stripped of her Freedom of City of York honour after a unanimous vote. And I think this is kind of going to be the erosion now of all of their privilege. It'll be slow and it'll be painful, but it'll be done so they don't have the initial shock factor. Because I do believe there is talks. Now, this is where it gets a little bit sticky for Prince William, that there is talks that if he completely removes all their privileges, that the girls are going to push back and do a tell-all, an interview or a book, and that's not something that he wants after the disaster of Harry and Meghan and the fallout from that. I mean,
Yeah.
what do you think? What do you think will happen, P9?
I think that there is going to be someone say everyone knows they're living in a caravan. I'm sorry, I didn't know. Okay, come on, give me a break. I do run a charity full time. Okay, I am trying to get through this research that I'm doing. Well, you'll see in the coming days on my channel, but I think that there. Well, first of all, Sarah Ferguson is actually staying with Priscilla Presley. They say here in the States, right? I think they will be stripped. I think they're going to lose everything. And I think doing it in a way that's not so abrupt is the best way. So it's not, you know, too much all at once. But they have to downsize the monarchy and they have to make it so that only those who are working royals have their titles. I think it's they're slowly going to be stripped of everything. Now, what was there something else you wanted to know? Was it about Sarah or
Well, yeah, I was just thinking this is kind of a bit like chess for them at the moment, isn't it? Who's going to do the next move? And this is a very
right?
delicate tightrope for all of them because they have to, in some ways, appease the Yorks, because if they completely, take away everything, what is
Yeah,
going how are they going to make their money? How are they going to survive? Well, the only way to do that is to become mortal enemies with the royals and do
that's the only
exactly
way.
what Harry did and Meghan have done.
And that's the only way, Victoria, they can actually do it, because we have to remember that Sarah Ferguson said the same thing about a book, right? And she
Yeah.
has been told if she does do that, what will happen to her girls. I think at the end of the day, they're going to all have to go. And if they end up writing a book or a tell-all, I think that's just the gamble they're going to have to take. Because just we have to remember, we still don't know everything about what is going on with the Epstein files. You know,
No.
there's more, right? There's not. I
Well,
mean, there's still more to be uncovered. So,
yeah.
yeah,
There's 3 million more files that haven't been released, apparently. A lot of what we've got anyway, you have to
right,
kind of infer, and so much of it is blacked out. So you're really not getting the full picture either. We're getting little snippets, and
right,
trying to work out what is going on.
yeah.
Um, but hopefully, time will give us that. I think there's been a calling for the rest of them to be released, but everything has been put on hold since this war has broken out, and that is a real shame, because we kind of want to get to the crux of how involved the Yorks really were, and I think this will be the final nail in the coffin for them.
Mhm.
The more we kind of delve into that.
Mhm.
And with Sarah being stripped of her freedom of the city of York, it's quite an historic status that gives certain rights and privileges rooted in the city's sort of social structure. That's gone now. I think it will just be kind of chipped away slowly but surely. The same with the girls. I know that they're spending Easter somewhere else. But this is a difficult scenario for Prince William and for King
Mhm.
Charles because they're family. It's not just a working relationship. And it's going to fracture that kind of cousin bond. And you know them being the nieces to the king.
Mhm.
Do you think that they're going to keep them close in some ways, or do you think they're going to completely push them out?
I think they're gonna keep them close behind the curtain. I think there's not gonna be a public closeness, but I think there will be a behind the scenes closeness that will be a deal that we will never know anything about just to keep them quiet. They have to. I mean, like I said, it is a gamble if they, completely go separate ways, but that's one strategy is to keep them close without the public really knowing much about their relationship. Slowly maybe trying to bring them back later once this dies down. I mean, it's going to be interesting how they try to come back from all of this negativity. But what they do now is going to be so important. Like what William does is going to be critical to the foundation of the monarchy. Now you do know that that Charles is going to come to the States
I
now.
know, I know. I'm looking forward to
Yes,
that.
yes.
What state is he going to?
He's going to Washington,
Yeah, I thought
DC.
so.
So
Yeah,
I've
yeah.
taken my students to Washington, DC for several trips. It'd be nice to go back when Charles is there to see, the comings and goings. But yeah, and then, I don't know. I think it's a good thing for the country to have Charles come to the States. But I think
Yeah.
there'll be people questioning what he knew and what he didn't know when he comes. I think there's going to be some because there's already a lot I know from I'm not a politics person, but I do know from the left there were warnings of the king to not come to the States. Um,
Really? Oh,
yeah, a lot of
really?
pushback for him to come
The
here.
timing is a little bit off because I think Trump's a bit preoccupied with what's going on at the
It
moment anyway.
Yeah, it's not a good
And there's
time,
been a
is
lot
it?
of yeah, and there's been kind of a lot of it's kind of a bit of a tension between the UK and America's politics because they're talking a lot about the UK not supporting Trump or being hesitant to do so. So I don't know if he's going over there maybe to smooth that over and try and repair a bit of that relationship.
Yeah.
But we'll just have to see. How long is he going to be there for?
I think I want to say like I thought it was like was it 10 days? Something like
Wow.
that. I can't remember. I just saw it yesterday, but I'm going to talk about it on my channel, but I can't remember. I was thinking at the time because there was going to be another trip that they're going to go somewhere right after here. They're not going back, or at least Charles is going by himself without Camilla.
Okay.
So I forget where it was. Oh my goodness, I'm sorry. I don't
No,
remember.
that's okay. Don't worry. That's fine. We can't remember everything. Hi, Lizzie. Thank you so much for gifting the membership. I appreciate that very much. I just wanted to go back to your point about Fergie with Priscilla. Now, there
Mhm.
is some people in the side chat stating that that's not the case. I mean, Priscilla might be covering for her. You just don't know.
Well, that could be
Um,
the case. She could be covering,
yeah,
but it not be true. But they're
yeah.
saying that that's who is taking her in because it looks pretty bad that like she can't even go stay with her kids. Like, dang, that is just. Oh, I mean, you guys are all pretty much in the same boat. Why not? Like, it's not like
Well,
you've been real holy and done some, you know, okay things, and your mom was being bad, but you guys have all kind of done some things. So I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. I think that it would be very it's not something I would have ever expected her to be at Priscilla's house, by the way. This is quite like a
I know, it's kind of like
nuanced thing.
squirrel.
Yeah, we're in an alternative reality now. But
Yeah.
I do think if you're in hiding, there's a reason why you're in hiding. You're an
Mhm.
associate of Epstein. The girls just exactly the same. And it's funny how they haven't all come together as a family, and so they've all just,
That's
you
what
know,
that's what I was meant. That's what I meant. Like,
yeah, yes,
exactly. There's like no like get together. Let's lay it all out. Like what happened?
yes, yes,
What did you know? What didn't you know? Like, how can you try to rebuild? Because I know Sarah was saying that she wanted to have a comeback, which I doubt will ever happen. I'm sorry. Like, you're not coming back from this. But like try to find a way to make good out of what you have done. Like try to do something to set aside like your own selfish ways and to think about those that are still being victimized. There's a way to try to kind of put yourself like aside and think about the victims now.
yeah,
There's just
yeah.
I'm just
But
surprised that
you,
that's not
you
been
know,
the case.
but you know what I think, P. Dunn, and this is my kind of negative head on. I
Mhm,
believe that there's so much more to be revealed that
okay.
they can't be hypocrites and advocate for anything of that nature because they're complicit in some way or another, or they knew of something. I think if you know, aren't you complicit anyway? Really, because
Mhm,
so I do believe that this is why they've all dispersed into different ends of the world, are in
mhm.
hiding because they can't come out as a united front because they're guilty.
Well, we
They're
know they're
guilty by
guilty. That's
association.
but that's not the so here, we know they're guilty. That's not There's not a question about that. However, what can they do to turn in some names? What can they do to find resolution to what has happened to these girls? Like they can do some things that are good to account for their wrongdoings, and that would be asking them questions, getting to the bottom of the people that were behind this network. Who else was involved that they have not mentioned? What exactly did Andrew do outside of what we know? Like they need to be questioned and talked to, and not just be able to just go hide away. Like that's not okay, you
I
know?
just think it's going to get a lot worse, and this is why they're hiding because they can't be that brazen and come out and sort of set up a charity or something along
Well,
them
no, no,
lines,
no.
and then
Okay,
get and then something happen afterwards.
no, 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 no. The DOJ is asking the question, even of
Okay,
Andrew, to
yes.
come before
Mm,
Congress
mm.
and answer questions. Why would you not do that?
Yes, because
Considering, I'm not
yes.
saying set up a
Oh, I
charity
see.
say now, but there
Oh, I
are
see.
steps. The first
Ah,
thing you need to do is to help the victims, the ones that
yes.
are being
Yeah,
victimized still to this day. Like right now, it is happening somewhere around the
yeah.
world. And you are what? In hiding, doing absolutely nothing to atone for what you have done. That's not okay. There should
No,
be something they should be doing something to avenge their wrongdoings, because it didn't stop once they became revealed. Once they were revealed, like it didn't end
no, I,
there.
I, I know what you mean, and I think the reason why he's not coming forward and speaking to is he's meant to be speaking to the FBI, right? But he hasn't done
Yeah,
so.
the Department of
Yeah,
Justice, yeah, and
because I think he knows when he lies, he's not a very good liar. We saw that in the interview that he had, which was completely groundbreaking. That interview, not that long ago. And I think he knows he's going to get himself into a tangle. He's going to probably incriminate himself in some way, shape, or form because he's not
okay.
that great at getting his point across.
Okay, so you know what I say? This is what I say, okay? This is what I say. You know what you did. Expose what you have done and start paying the price for what you did. It's not okay that you have been stripped, that you can just go hide away and you're just done. Prepare yourself to say, I need to atone for what I have done. I'm going to tell you what I've done, and my punishment, whatever it will be, is my punishment. Like, that's what you have to do. You got to have a coming to Jesus moment. It's not acceptable that he just gets to be away in a mobile trailer and just wait till the rest of the files come out, and then you just kind of feel more uncomfortable about what you've, like, bring it all to the surface now. And this is what I was saying about Harry and Meghan. We know that they are not in a loving relationship. We can see it. We know that they're only together because it's a financial arrangement at this point. The sooner you come to Jesus about the true reality of your relationship and start really getting on your path to redemption, or getting to where you want to be as an individual separate from your spouse, is the sooner you can start healing. There's no healing. There's no even healing for these victims until you have your moment where you are paying the piper. You have to have your coming to Jesus moment. It's not okay to just go off under a rock and disappear until more is revealed. Harry can't just stay with Meghan and be miserable for the rest of his life. You got to have a coming to Jesus moment about what the reality is. You want to be in the UK with your children. Okay, step away and go do that and start your road to happiness. But I mean, I don't know. I just see it. I've just been through a lot of hardships in my life, and I know that my life has gotten better once those things were dealt with, and you start to rebuild from there.
Well, I don't think he has a conscience. That's the problem, and a lot of people in the side chat are stating about just calling out Sarah and the Yorks. This was just a live about the Yorks. There are other people that need to be called out as well. Everybody should be held accountable for whatever part they played.
Who are they?
We can't cover that all in it. I can't cover all of that in 1 hour, but
that's Victoria. Think about it. Yes. And there are, like you said, there are other people, but how are we supposed to know if people like the Yorks are not questioned, if they're not told to?
Everybody should be questioned. You're right.
They should have to be. They can't just disappear and go away. I don't care if you have a conscience or not. You need to be told. You better go say what you know and what, who else is involved in this.
Yeah, so people are talking about Gates as well. We can do lives on all the different people in the Epstein files.
Well, but nobody in America has been accounted for. No one here in the States has had any backlash except Ghislaine. She's the only one.
Yeah, and I think the reason why it's more shocking is because it's meant to be coming from an upstanding, wholesome monarchy. It's meant to be coming from people that were respected and that carry our name, the British through the world. They are meant to represent us as people. Mm-hmm. And when you've got the royal family who are meant to be squeaky clean participating in this, it's even more shocking to an extent, because this is not something you would ever expect, and definitely not expect someone to be stripped of their titles so abrasively, but obviously everybody should be held accountable and all of them should be investigated. But there seems to have been quite a big pause on kind of the movement after the release, which is very odd in my opinion.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's just so sad I just think about the kids now and the victims now that are still being affected by all of this.
Yeah. Well, it's a knock-on effect, isn't it? Whenever that abuse happens or all of this has a knock-on effect to everybody involved, and it has pretty much shattered the dynamics within the royal family. And this is a real kind of delicate tightrope at the moment for how they're going to deal with the Yorks and their future. But we will wrap it up here, P. Dinah, because I've kept you for an hour.
I mean, I have an extra 10 minutes if you want, just because.
Yeah, no, that's fine. We could talk about the fact that that Sarah is missing.
Yeah. Hey, maybe she's under the trailer with Randy Andy. Maybe that's maybe she's.
Maybe the caravan is rocking. You never know.
Maybe it is.
I mean, Apparently I've read that he really is enjoying his new lifestyle, and he feels at
Really?
one with nature. I mean, it's just a spin, isn't it? They've
Yeah,
got to
of
make it
course.
sound like he's quite happy in that environment. But it
Yeah.
is probably a massive shock for him. He's got no more staff waiting on him as before.
Yeah, I
Um,
remember that's the thing. He did have staff that didn't even want to wait on him. So I guess, yeah, they all have left now.
Yes, yes, they've all left now. I mean, I don't know how much more protection he's getting. I don't know how long this case is going to take to be investigated. But I think they should be investigating the files at the same time. I know they've only given him one charge.
Yeah.
Um, oh,
Yeah.
someone's put Victoria. He's desperate. Oh, hold on. Victoria, he
Oh,
is desperate to be allowed to horse ride again. Yeah, yeah. He wants
oh
to be
yeah.
bareback like Putin. Addicted.
Oh, God. Man,
Yeah.
Bermuda, that's where the king is going. Bermuda. That's
Okay.
yeah, yeah, Bermuda.
Yeah. And what kind of reception will he get when he arrives? What will they put out as kind of a big spread for him? How will they receive him in America? Is there any kind of talk of the plans there?
Well, usually what happens is they meet at the White House.
Yeah.
That's our capital. Well, Washington D.C. is our capital, and they have usually a big, state dinner. He'll probably go visiting some of the sites. It's the 250th anniversary of our freedoms here, so they are going to probably do commemorations for that. There was some talk, and I don't think it's true because I just looking more and more into it that Trump was going to ask Harry and Meghan to come to the White House to meet Charles.
No way. No, no,
But
no.
no, but look, that would be something Trump would do. I'm sorry,
He would actually, yeah, because I
he
I can
would do
see
that.
him doing that. Yeah.
But yeah, I don't think they would show up, but I thought that was funny. But no, he would definitely get treated like of course royalty. We definitely won't have what they have in other countries where they have their military parades and things. I think that's something Trump wanted to do, but they did do something similar, like on a smaller level, but it'd be our American way. I don't know exactly.
Yeah. Well, it's quite grandiose to style out there. You guys do things big out there. First
Yeah.
time I ever went to Florida, I was like, oh my God, this is absolutely incredible. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
Everything's huge and just so extravagant and wonderful.
Have
Vegas
you
as
been to
well.
Vegas?
Yeah, but I loved Vegas. Yeah,
Vegas is
yeah.
insane.
Oh, I
Okay.
had a great
Like
time.
all
Yeah.
the countries were in Vegas. There's France, there's Italy, there's Japan. Like I
Oh,
was blown away when I went to Vegas. I could not, because I had been there like years ago. But when I went recently, it was so different. It was so huge and
yeah.
overwhelming, but expensive. Oh,
Yeah, well, I went there when I was 21, so that's quite a long time ago now. And when I was incredible, the best time of my life, really did.
really?
Yeah,
What
drunk
happened
every
in
day.
Vegas? Did it stay in Vegas, Victoria, girlfriend? What
Oh,
did
I
you
was
do?
yeah. Well, I actually nearly got arrested actually, but
Are you
that's
serious?
another story.
Oh
Thank
my
God I didn't.
goodness.
I'd still be there now.
Oh
But
my.
yes, you mentioned that the king wanted, sorry, Prince Harry wanted a picture with the king
Yes.
in one of your videos. Now, what is that about? Because
Yeah.
they want to show unity for some reason. Why?
Well,
Why do they want to show that?
it's a reevaluation of their credibility and their alignment with real royalty. That's going to help definitely their brand to have a recent picture with the king and the children. I mean, that's like a big money maker for them, and it would definitely help with their failing brand and their current stance in America to see them with, the king. But that's something William is definitely pushing back on, and it's just not going to happen. But that's what they're trying, well, at least what was reported that he wants to do. Um, but I don't see that it will happen. Absolutely not. Um, when the queen was alive, she had a picture taken with all of her grandchildren. And, Harry and Meghan didn't want to come over, I remember. Um, and they didn't get their children or their son at the time, not Isabel, not Lily, but Archie wasn't in that picture. And it cost them, I think. And that's a picture that will live on forever. And you have no real alignment with real royalty with your children. They don't have the photo ops needed to show that they are still on the end with real royalty. They have been, the further away from royalty that they are, the less marketable they are as a brand. And they need that alignment to increase their currency. So they're going to try, but William is really making all the shots right now, which is, what's being reported, that he's the one really calling all the shots. And I believe Harry and Meghan are definitely going to lose their titles once William becomes king.
So that kind of contradicts the thought of them coming back to England then, because there wouldn't be anything here for them if they lose their titles.
Well,
It would
that's
be,
why I think he wants to come back. He wants to show
oh, I
that they can be
see.
royalty and that they can do this job. And Harry wants to make up with his brother and Catherine and the whole family, because he knows Harry is very scared right now about losing his title. So he wants
Yeah.
to come back before his father passes, because that's the only hope he has, is while Charles is still alive. But
They're starting to see it's not as easy just to make money off the back of your titles the way that they thought they could.
right,
And it's quite a hard life to what he has known previously.
yeah,
Maybe the toll of trying to make it big is getting to him, and he needs to, repair that relationship, because having the titles will give him more opportunity, and we know it has,
yeah,
especially for the York girls as well. They've been able to make money off the back of their titles too, and use them in
mhm,
ways that they shouldn't be using their name.
yeah,
And like you said, they've got one foot in one door, one foot in the other. But at some point, they're going to have to make a decision of where they want to be
yeah,
in this, in this game of chess.
yeah.
And I think their relationship is so fractured by what I've been reading so far in the book. Their relationship is very fractured. It's going to take a hell of a lot for Prince William to kind of put him back in the fold.
Yeah, and it's just not going to happen. They're going to start relying a lot more on Sophie. She's going to be definitely doing a lot more, and the uh, Zara and her husband Mike. They're going to be doing a lot more, and I think they're just going to be able to find other ways around Harry and Meghan and other royals, the York girls. It's just going to be a new kind of, alignment. And that's what you need, because there has to be major changes, major changes.
I think with Prince William and Princess Catherine, I think we're going to have kind of a far more transparent royal family. Probably I feel like we can trust them more so.
Mhm. Mhm.
And it's going to be a fresh perspective and maybe a new age. They might
Mhm.
drop a few of the archaic rules and regulations.
Yeah, I
Uh,
think
they,
so.
yeah, maybe make it kind of more of a warm and inviting royal family in that sense as well. Um, but
Yeah.
yeah, I can understand them being afraid of the titles going, because look what's happened to their uncle, and I don't think they would have ever envisaged that ever happening. This has been a
Mhm.
massive kind of blow to their family. And
Yeah.
again, did Prince William and Prince Harry have any knowledge of what was going on with Randy Andy? Also, how far did King Charles know?
I think
Uh,
I think that the king knew because the queen, I remember doing the story on this, when this all happened back in 2001, this is when this actually broke with Randy Andy and these shysters, okay? He was told at that time to, get rid of these people. And these were circles of people that are very shady, and it didn't go away for Andrew. He kept it up. He didn't. He may going to Thailand, the things he did in Thailand, the business deals that he did, the secrets that he had shared. Like, this has been going on for a long time, and they all knew, but to what extent we don't know. But I know that in the very beginning, they knew about the people in his circle, his social circle, and that is what was alarming to the Queen and Philip at the time. And the Queen predicted it. She said that you're jeopardizing the monarchy with your associations. And it's amazing that we've come to where we are now with Andrew and what has happened to him, and it's not over. Like, the king is still very much still connected to that which the queen knew. So I think it's very tricky right now with what else could come out while King Charles is alive, could be very detrimental to the palace.
You're right. I've actually just done an interview with Paul Page, which will be out this week. I'm just learning how to edit, by the way,
Okay.
and I'm not very good at it.
Okay, well, you'll get better. The more you do it, the better you'll get, girl.
He gives a really good insight into Randy Andy. So if you guys want to watch that, you can. But I was going to say to you as well, I know I keep referring to them as girls, and I do apologize. It's just kind of a Freudian slip.
Okay.
I mean women. They are grown-ass women, and they should be held accountable. They are not, they're not, vulnerable flowers. They knew what they were up to. You get to a certain point where you can't get away with pretending to be young and naive.
Right.
So yes, I do apologize. Women. But yeah, so anything you want to plug for your next video, Pink?
No, I'm just going to be doing some more on Eduardo and Jack Brooksbank. I want to definitely look at what they have done, what's going on with their marriages, and looking to just keep following what is happening, because I think we're at a pivotal time, especially around the time that Harry and Meghan go to Australia is going to be very interesting, and what's coming out around that. And the Epstein stuff. Yeah, it's pretty I'm pretty engulfed in a lot of different things right now.
There's a lot going on.
I'm trying to make I got to go run and help one of the students that I'm working with right after this.
You're a busy lady.
Yeah,
but it's good to be busy.
But I'll be live on Thursday as well. Every Thursday I'm live.
You do live every Thursday, yeah, of course. Okay, perfect.
Let me know when you can come back, Victoria. I enjoyed having you.
Oh, of course. Yeah, no, I will be back anytime. Always for you, my darling. I love speaking to you. And it's been wonderful. Well, you have a lovely evening. Thank you, everybody in the side chat, for joining us. We appreciate you guys.
Thank you, everybody. I'll see you all later. Have a good one.
Bye. Good night and God bless everybody. Take care. Bye, everyone. Bye.